Hello, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I want to talk about Stan and Lisa and do a brief recap of them in the last episode. So Lisa's hair, her hairdresser did her so dirty, and we're going to get more into that here in a second, but like Lisa's hair looks like, she reminds me of my Barbies when I was a kid, and like no matter how much you brushed her hair was just effed up from playing with it too much, and my mom ended up throwing those Barbies away. That's what Lisa was reminding me of. So they show up to the hotel. Lisa went and got the hotel after Stan was like, hey, I raised my kids right, and Stan wouldn't let her son come stay the night at his house, so she acted like she was gonna go pick up her son, help her son, and get a hotel room for both of them. But when they showed up the next morning, her son was nowhere in sight. And like they didn't even ask her anything about her son. Like, did you go get your son? Is your son okay? And what I want to know is, where are her other two kids? You know, she's stepping up to be a mother. She has 3 kids. Where are her other 2 kids? She's not talking about them and not very focused on them from what I've seen. Maybe Wetv cut those parts out, but I've really only heard her talk about her son, and she never really goes that much into detail, like what exactly is wrong and why he's in that situation. She's just like, oh, he needs my help, and she's just like as vague as possible about it. So Lisa goes and gets her hair done. She gets these extensions put in, and I know she doesn't have much to work with to begin with. And so this hairdresser, I felt like she did her dirty, because there's parts in her hair missing tracks that were so obvious, and she was looking crazy after she walked out of there. But the girl who did her hair said she needed to wash her hair to get the full look out of it. So Lisa, I don't know what she did. Like, this is what her hair looked like afterwards, and it'll look like she put that ramen noodle wig on top of her hair. And Stan called her when she was getting her hair done, asked her to meet up with him and saying, hey, I miss you. So she agrees to meet up with Stan, but when she goes to meet up with Stan, she starts playing hard to get, and she's acting like the ball's in her court. She calls the shots now. She said Stan's a really good guy. He has a lot of good qualities. And she said this time things are on her terms. She said last time things were in Stan's terms, but this time she says things are on her terms. So Stan shows up and is waiting for 30 minutes. And he calls her. She says she's about to be there. She shows up 1 hour later. I swear she's on that tweaker time or something. So she shows up an hour and a half late in total. Stan was still waiting on her. Production was still waiting on her. By the time she showed up, Stan was ready to go. He just wanted to go home and, you know, do that thing they do in the basement. You could tell he just agreed to everything she was saying. And so she agreed to forgive Stan and go back home with him and have some one-on-one time with him. Stan was looking so excited, but she said under one stipulation, that Stan had to reimburse her for her hotel. And, you know, she should have asked the hairdresser to reimburse her money that she spent on those extensions, because those extensions just weren't it. But Stan told her she looked sensational. She said, yeah, I know. And, you know, Stan didn't even ask her about the sun or nothing. He was just ready to get out of there and get in that straitjacket. And, you know, this is what Lisa's hair looked like after she got the extensions. And this is what Lisa looked like a week ago when a fan ran into her and Stan. And her hair looks a lot better. She must have went somewhere else and got her hair done and probably paid more money. And in turn, it looks a lot better. And another thing, Lisa was like, you're not drinking wine today? And she noticed he was just drinking soda. And he's like, nope, I'm not feeling it tonight. I'm not going to drink no wine. And I think that's probably the best move, because we saw what happened to Stan last time he was drinking on wine. And that made him and Lisa get in a fight, and she ended up leaving. So I think it was a really smart move that he decided to not drink. So even though Lisa agreed to go home with Stan, she was just letting Stan know that she's really pissed, and she said she wanted to know what he was going to do to change it, to make sure that didn't happen again. She kept saying, you talked to me like a dog last night, and I do not appreciate that. And he said, well, I'm just not going to get 2 hours of sleep. and drive all these hours like he did to go pick her up from prison, then take her back to his house from prison, and then drink wine afterwards. He said the combination of all that just wasn't a good combination, and he acknowledged it, said he wasn't going to do it again, and apologized, and Lisa seemed like she forgave him. And you know what? I noticed when Stan went to go pick up Lisa, and I just kind of have a funny story. I don't know if you guys saw this because it was a deleted scene, but Wetv uploaded it to their YouTube channel. But it was a deleted Love After Lockup scene, and Stan's on his way to get Lisa from prison, but it's such a far drive from St. Louis to where Lisa was getting out of prison. It's almost a 5-hour drive. So he ends up staying at the Elms Hotel in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. And if you're from Missouri or know anything about haunted places, I grew up in Kearney, which is right next door to Excelsior Springs, and the Elms Hotel is one of the most haunted places in Missouri. Me and some of my friends actually stayed there back when I was like in 8th grade, and the front desk lady showed us this picture alleging that it was somebody who came and stayed in the hotel, and they took this picture and this ghost was behind it. But back then I was all scared, but now low-key it kind of looks photoshopped. But I remember we were so scared that night, but I still believe that hotel is haunted. I just thought that was a funny story, and I'm curious if Stan had that same front desk lady as we did, and if she showed him the haunted pictures, or if he had any weird encounters with any ghosts or anything crazy like that. But he didn't say anything, so I don't think he did. And it was weird because this front desk lady, I don't know why he took a picture of her. I think it's because she was pissing me off. She wanted to go let us get in the hot tub outside, but she was letting other people go get in the hot tub, and she just followed us around showing us creepy ghost pictures and telling us creepy ghost stories. Like, I was just like, okay. And I'm curious, if any of you guys have stayed at the Elms Hotel in Excelsior Springs, have you met that front desk lady, and did she show you guys this picture? And I saw Stan swimming in the pool at the Elms Hotel, and that's the same pool we swam in. I remember the front desk lady telling us how a few people passed away in there and ghosts lived down there. It's just crazy. But next week we're going to see Stan and Lisa going back to his house so they can do that thing they do in the basement, and he gets pulled over and they're freaking out. I don't see anything happening to Lisa because I felt like Wetv would have clinged to that and been showing us scenes of Lisa getting arrested or whatever happened after they got pulled over, if anything serious happened. But since we're just seeing them get pulled over, I don't think it's going to be that serious. Maybe a tail light was out, or maybe it's going to be something stupid, I feel like. But that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts about Lisa and Stan in the last episode, and what do you think is going to happen when they get pulled over next week? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I do have to make a quick announcement. I announced on my IG, and I've announced on a few videos. I was going to do a giveaway and announce it yesterday when I did my Jeffree Star mystery box unboxing, but it got shipped with freaking UPS, and usually if it's USPS, they just put the package in my mailbox. Well, the UPS guy, the door to my apartment building was locked, so he ended up not dropping off my package. I had updates where they're supposed to text me and let me know when the package was there. I was outside waiting for him, but they ended up showing up an hour late, and after 30 minutes of them being late, I was over it. So I gotta go pick up my package today, but it's not gonna be there till 7, so hopefully I'll be doing my unboxing of my Jeffree Star mystery box and be doing a giveaway after that, hopefully tonight. Hopefully there's no more problems. But that's it for this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and thank you for watching.